warming up, set to start the third quarter. And the first two belong to Portland. 60-40, the Trailblazers over the defending champion Los Angeles Lakers. And in the first half, the Blazers off the bench, especially Scottie Pippen, Arvydas Sabonis, between them, they had 15. So 28-5, the bench scoring in Portland's favor.
The Lakers actually led at the end of one quarter by 2 points, and then Maurice Cheeks went to Arvydas Sabonis and Scottie Pippen and totally changed everything. The tenor of the game swung dramatically in favor of Portland. But with the Los Angeles Lakers struggling mightily, not only with injuries and suspensions, they are not getting into their offensive sets, and that has caused Phil Jackson great befuddlement, because when you run this pinch post out of the triangle up near the elbow area, the defenders for Portland are just coming in swarms. Their game plan defensively is to double team the ball, and the middle is wide open. Shaq is sitting in street clothes tonight. And then when Brian Shaw comes off that elbow, the double triple team, the passing lanes are cut off, and Kobe Bryant is begging for his teammates to please one time just get to the ball. Kobe has a huge burden on his shoulders right now. He's already taken 12 shots. He's going to have to take a game total of 30-35 for the Los Angeles Lakers to get back into this one.
And remember, he's not only got a burden on his shoulders, he's got a burden on an ankle that he turned after that three-point shot, and Ruben Patterson made a run at him, and boy, they could use that guy.
And for the Portland Trailblazers, they've got a very tough game tomorrow night in Sacramento. Kings looked great in their opener against Cleveland last night. Blazers want to take care of business early here, put the Lakers out of their misery, and then get some rest for the tough game tomorrow night at Arco.
That second quarter that Bill alluded to after they had the first quarter lead, and that's a good way to start the second half, as Devin George knocks down the outside jumper. But in that second quarter, when Portland took over, the Lakers were 4 out of 17 from the floor, and they had 8 turnovers, and that's not a good combination.
Phil Jackson was never able to get a combination in there long enough, because he had Kobe out, he had Devin George out. Nice ball movement.
George's second outside jumper that he got an opening on, and last touched by Stoudemire. It's going to be out of bounds to the Lakers. Statistically, at halftime, the Lakers, we mentioned they shot only 32% last night. They weren't a heck of a lot better in the first half here tonight. As a team, 35% for the Lakers, and you see the rebounding advantage completely dominated, 29-15.
But that bench scoring, 28-5.
That was the killer.
So many of the Laker bench players now starters.
Here's Rasheed Wallace trying to back in on Horry. He'll just turn and fire, and whistle and a foul, and Robert just smiles because he already had a technical in the first half, remember. So that's his second person.
A sluggish start for both teams.
Yep. A little bit flat coming out of the locker room.
With Rasheed Wallace at the line and Maurice Cheeks in a situation in his second year as a coach, in our conversation with him today, Maurice Cheeks was talking about how, look, even though this team, which has struggled mightily with its public perception in the last few years, even though that the team has been behaving very well, getting more responsive to the community needs, he's not about to start handing out cookies to guys who are doing things that they should be doing normally.
I love that. You don't hand out cookies just because they accidentally have good practice habits and they've been good in the community so far. And whistle and a foul on Kobe Bryant. Kobe picks up his second.
And as Rasheed steps out to take that charge, Phil Jackson cannot believe it. But notice the improved camaraderie on this Blazer squad as Bonzi Wells, Derek Anderson racing right over to help up their franchise-level player, Rasheed Wallace.
I said 2 on Kobe. That's 3 on Kobe Bryant. Wallace, scoop shot inside. Hello. Look what I found. 19 for Rasheed. That was his average last year.
Robert Horry, one of the great defensive players in the NBA today, always maintains that Rasheed Wallace is as difficult individual matchup as he ever has to face.
You know, he's 6'11", and he can hit 115 threes this season. So where do you guard him? Outside, inside? It's going to be a problem in both areas. Kobe, nice spin inside with the left hand. Sweet.
They always talk about this being the game of the world's greatest athletes, and that was a perfect example.
It sure was. 18 for Bryant. 9:45 to go, third quarter. Brad Nessler, Bill Walton, David Aldridge, and our ESPN crew in the second half of our NBA Wednesday doubleheader on ESPN as we open up our NBA coverage for the first time in almost 20 seasons, and very proud to be part of it. Kobe Bryant, one of those fun guys to watch, and from super slow-mo above the basket, how nice is this?
What can you do as a defender in that situation? Kobe Bryant, who has no idea what he's going to do, but Rasheed Wallace coming, working, looking to try to get his fadeaway, which he prefers to shoot, then has to roll into the middle. Pretty good defense by Samaki Walker that time, but Rasheed Wallace just too good.
Evan George missed an outside jumper, and Derek Anderson comes up with the rebound. Wallace, that one tipped away by Derek Fisher from behind. It'll still be Portland ball with 12 seconds on the shot clock. Maurice Cheeks talking not only about his team today, but talking about his dad, and we wanted to say hi to Moses in Chicago, his father, who's having some health problems and hopefully getting better. And Dad, you should be awfully proud of your son. He's doing a heck of a job coaching this team. Here's Kobe Bryant on the break.
Phil Jackson needs a timeout desperately, but Moses, Cheeks, we're really pulling for you. We know you're in the hospital back there recovering from the pancreatic cancer, and you've done a fabulous job with your son. A true credit to this great game.
No doubt about that. 64-46, 9:13 remaining in the third quarter. The Lakers, the defending champs, 0-1, and trying to find a way to get back in this game.
You'll never believe it. Jared's here, and he's eating the sweet onion chicken teriyaki.
What was that you ordered? The hot sweet onion chicken teriyaki.
Sounds delicious.
That I can't miss. I'm so there. I'm on my way.
It's a hot dinner idea from Subway. Delicious tender chicken teriyaki served hot and topped with a tangy sweet onion sauce.
Check it out. Let's go.
I need a hot sweet onion chicken teriyaki, please.
Can't blame him.
Subway, eat fresh.
Proud sponsor of the American Heart Association's Heart Walk.
1 is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. 1 is the loneliest number that you'll ever know.
Want to try one of those Schmile pictures we talked about?
Okay.
One of the year's best films.
Schmile.
Critics are giving Autofocus their highest rating. Fascinating, hilarious, and chilling.
How many women are there?
Strangely wonderful and weirdly touching.
One of my clients is having a party. Could be fun.
Potent and provocative. Kinnear is dynamite.
We'll tell them sex is normal.
A brilliant film. 2 thumbs way up. Greg Kinnear, Willem Dafoe, Rita Wilson. Autofocus. Rated R.
More film.
Now playing select cities. Starts Friday everywhere.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
ESPN's presentation of NBA Wednesday, brought to you by Subway. Fresh-made sandwiches on fresh-baked bread. Subway. Eat fresh.
Stuart Scott back in the studio with you. Suns and Sonics near the end of the first half. Britton Berry straight putting it down. Kid was 3 of 3 from three-land in the first half, 11 points. But check this out. Phoenix comes back. Sean Mary, off balance, off, not even close to being off. Suns lead it at recess 42-39. First game in New Orleans in forever. Jazz and Hornets. Hornets come back, and watch Robert Tractor Trailer. All them Twinkies, he can still get up. Guys, back to you.
All right, Stu. Rasheed Wallace going inside for Portland. And the foul is going to be on Walker. That'll be his third.
Maurice Cheeks doing a terrific job of keeping the Blazers focused. The game has got a little bit scattered at this moment. hit a bit of a lull. And you come out of a timeout, you come right to your main man, Rasheed Wallace, give him an opportunity to feed at the trough, and good things can happen. The crowd can get back into it.
Well, he's been the man tonight. Leading scorer for Portland, as he was a year ago, and knocks down both free throws.
And even though they are cruising along with this 20-point lead, they are not pulling off the full court press. And with the depth that they have, Portland, this should be a staple of their team style all season long. We'll see if they can do that against the up and down Sacramento Kings tomorrow night.
Walker back outside of Fisher, going to have to force a long shot with 2 on the shot clock, and missed it. And Bonzi Wells with the rebound for Portland. Davis, Stoudemire, Wells, Anderson, and Wallace on the floor for Portland. And it's Rasheed Wallace outside. George trying to track down the rebound. Wells beat him to it, and a nice play by Bonzi Wells to save the ball.
And that's the kind of night it's been for the world champion Los Angeles Lakers. The frustration, the disappointment. Devin George thinks he's got him blocked out and just going to let the ball casually roll out of bounds. But the supreme effort by the Portland Trailblazers has separated them from the depleted Los Angeles Lakers.
Wallace. Walker may have gotten a hand on that, and Kobe comes out with it. 8 minutes to go, third quarter. Oh, nice give and go. Walker, can he finish? No. Did get his rebound back momentarily, and then it sent out into the crowd.
From above the rim as Kobe Bryant comes off that pick that Samaki Walker doesn't really even stand and hold. The defense, though, is coming full speed to Kobe. They don't care about Samaki Walker.
There's nobody else right now for the Lakers scoring any points except this guy.
If you're Portland, run at Kobe every time, as Damon Stoudemire did.
That leaves George free for 3 on the baseline. Missed it. Stoudemire comes out of the pile on the run. Damon will pull up and wait for some numbers. Wells on the outside. He and Ori. And a block by Kobe Bryant.
Wow. Beautiful pass.
Kobe Bryant playing hard on a bad ankle on both ends of the floor.
He's trying to bring his teammates along with him, but nobody seems to be responding. Robert Horry beaten badly on the perimeter. Kobe Bryant playing like Bill Russell with the left hand, waiting for the offensive player to come by him. And from that floor cam, you get a perfect idea of just how high Kobe Bryant is playing above the rim.
See if he goes to work on the offensive end. He's looking for a pick from Walker. He says, Samaki, would you do something here?
Kobe,
and now they both run at him. Fisher missed a 3.
Kobe has to be careful to not get too angry at his teammates who are not as gifted as he is.
He's really frustrated right now because obviously these guys, his teammates aren't capable of playing maybe at the level he is, but you can set picks and that kind of thing, just the basics, and that's what he's telling Walker right now. I say, hey, man, set a pick for me.
Another look at the phenomenal block. Great shot blockers. Bill Russell brought this to the game. Players like Hakeem Olajuwon, recently retired from the Toronto Raptors and Houston Rockets, were expert at that.
Derek Anderson around a pick off the inbound. His first points of the second half. Portland by 22.
A lot of pump faking, waiting for the system to work for Los Angeles.
There's a good move with a hook by Samaki Walker. That's his first field goal.
The Lakers have to remember that as great as the triangle is, players make plays. Plays don't make players.
Right. Stoudemire wide open. Got it.
Penetration and dish. Championship level style, what the Blazers are trying desperately to get back to. I've been sadly disappointed that people in Portland, they don't think this team really has a chance. There has been
this team thinks it has a chance. I'll tell you that much.
There are lowered expectations for the first time in memory with this franchise, Portland.
The good thing about that is they say, well, you know what? If we can sneak up on people, then we'll sneak up on people. If they don't expect much out of us, they're going to be surprised. Because this is a team that's already showed tonight, though they're not playing picture perfect by any stretch of the imagination, that they've got a lot of different options and a lot of depth. And a lot of people that can do a lot of different things.
Maurice Cheeks, I think, is in a very enviable position. Terrific work on the offensive glass as things continue to deteriorate for the Lakers.
Stoudemire leaves it outside. Bonzi Wells wide open.
Again, Dale Davis.
Dale Davis can offensive rebound still when he wants to. Derek Anderson. And now Kobe Bryant bringing it down 3-on-3.
The Blazers in practice today, we watched them. When Kobe gets the ball, they're just running at him with another guy every time.
Fisher, who has his moments when he can have hot stretches from outside the arc, but not tonight. LA is 4 out of 14 from three-point land tonight. They were 4 out of 13 last night. And they trail by 20 with a little over 5 to go, third quarter.
If you're Damon Stoudemire and you're 5'10", don't ever walk the ball up the court. Your game is speed, quickness, and constant attacking. You've got depth behind you. Don't slow the pace down, ever.
Stoudemire is actually the leading rebounder for the Blazers right now with 6, if you can believe that. Smallest guy on the floor. Whistle and a foul. Fisher picks up his second.
It's not how big you are, it's how big you play. Stoudemire in the correct position all the time. It's not a game of size and strength. It's a game of skill, timing, and positioning. Where you are and when you jump.
And without Shaquille O'Neal, who's got a bunch of those things you just mentioned in the Lakers lineup, it's obviously a different look. Wallace inside can take advantage of the fact that Shaq's over there chewing on a lollipop.
The thing about Shaq is that he's got size and strength and skill time.
That's what
position.
I said, all those things you mentioned.
So what do you do?
4 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and all Portland, as whether you look at this from up above or if you get the worm's eye view from floor cam as we're getting tonight, no matter how you look at it, right now it's Rasheed Wallace and Portland that are dominating the ball game.
How high is high? Smiles all around for the Portland Trailblazers as they've extended to a 22-point lead. Phil Jackson, what can he do about it except draw on the chalkboard?
Tonight on SportsCenter, NBA goes full throttle. MJ against Vince, the education of Yao. Hornets, Big Easy. Dikembe's Nets debut. Plus, how healthy is Favre? And the Gators talking smack. Linda Cohn, Rich Eisen, SportsCenter after the game.
They stole her identity.
I need to know what happened to me.
And they murdered the man she loved. This Sunday, Sydney Bristow strikes back. Alias, Sunday at 9/8 Central, followed by The Practice on ABC.
Whatever you're getting ready for, get to Dick's Sporting Goods with everything you need for every sport you play. Always at the lowest prices guaranteed. Remember, every season starts at Dick's.
There are many reasons to go to college.
To get an education.
To get a degree.
To prove yourself.
To get smart.
To succeed.
To be rich.
Oh, to be famous.
Yeah.
To make friends.
To grow.
A couple inches. To make your parents proud.
To make your children proud. To be happy.
To be better. Go to college.
Go to college.
Go to college.
Go for it. Send your kids to college.
Now.
The Hispanic Scholarship Fund can help.
What are you waiting for?
Call 877-HSF-INFO or log on to networkforgood.org.
Stuart Scott with you back in the studio. Spurs Warriors. Tony Parker 0 for 10 shooting night last night. I got your shot here, kid. Parker doing work. And then Parker feeds David Robinson. In this game, D-Rob, fourth player ever with 20,000 points, 10,000 boards with one team. You think he still can't play? Getting up for the Mad Block Spurs lead. Guys, back to you.
All right, Stu, welcome back to the Rose Garden in Portland. You know, he won a championship with the Trailblazers, not necessarily in this building, but I told you he's a big guy around here still, even outside the coffee shops downtown today. I mean, everybody wanted to talk to him. Go back to April 14th last spring, where the 25th anniversary, we talked about it earlier, Mo Lucas and all of the guys, along with Bill Walton, my partner, the Hall of Famer. And, you know, Beanie Babies, too. It's always good, except when something goes wrong, like Scottie Pippen got thrown out of the game. So you know what comes flying onto the court? Beanie Babies. Walton, Billy Beanie Babies came flying on the court. I mean, they should have more respect for you than that, should they?
That was one of the highlights of my life, actually. If I only looked that good in real life, they did a terrific job of improving.
That is pretty good. I like that. Somebody behind us just yelled, I don't see the resemblance, Bill.
What was I thinking?
The hair was a little longer. The beard was a little longer. You get the drift. Fargo off the iron. All alone is George underneath. George was 7. And the lead is 20 for Portland.
Phil Jackson is going with Pargo in the backcourt to try to get more of an up-tempo game here, try to get somebody else who can push the ball besides Kobe Bryant.
Gennaro, guy that, if given the opportunity, even though a rookie, can definitely get in a hot streak of three-pointers. Did that several times at Arkansas last year, where he had 7 or 8 threes in a single game.
I'm a little surprised tonight that Derek Fisher hasn't had a better game.
He hasn't had a very good game at all.
He is a world championship level player. And this guy is solid as can be, and Stoudemire just stripped Fargo. That's embarrassing.
Picked his pocket. That's what a 7th-year guy can do to a rookie.
And Damon is not a noted defender. See, the Blazers are just doing everything right. They're taking the ball out of the ball handler's hands, Kobe and Pargo, and making guys like Slava Medvedenko, Samaki Walker, and Devin George handle it. Saying, what can you guys bring?
Kobe put 2 guys on him momentarily. They'll run him at him. Here's Medvedenko underneath. And Slava's got his first field goal of the second half. Now Pargo will try to put a little one-man pressure on Stoudemire.
One of the great things about being on a championship team is how supportive all your teammates are. All the young guys, Kareem Rush, Pargo, talking to us tonight about how helpful Kobe and Shaq have been. Robert Horry, Rick Fox, guys who just always trying to help the rest of the guys. On a bad team, none of that stuff exists.
Whistle, foul. Stoudemire ran in to Medvedenko. That's Damon's first foul.
As Pargo is trying to advance the ball. Now that's tough. Welcome to the NBA. Fargo telling us that talent level difference between NCAA basketball and the NBA. 2 totally different sports.
It's not the SEC anymore.
But see, he had a terrific advantage of playing for a great teaching coach in Nolan Richardson.
Rasheed Wallace with the 3, his second of the night.
No hesitation whatsoever. The Blazers playing with supreme confidence, feeling they can get whatever they want, and why not?
Derek Anderson trying to come up with a steal, picks up his second foul. Rasheed Wallace has 26 points now. And log on to NBA.com this week and play Triple Double, the new daily fantasy game. That's on NBA.com. Might be a fantasy for the Lakers to get back in this basketball game the way things are going right now, because they have been taken out of it since early in the second quarter and trying to fight their way back into it.
They've had no ability to change the tempo.
No.
They're not slowing down Portland defensively. And on the offensive end, no one's playing really well. And Kobe can't take over. He's out there on a bad ankle.
Rasheed Wallace has 28.
And besides the bad ankle, as soon as Kobe touches the ball, they just run a guy at him and make him pass the ball every single time. There comes Rasheed Wallace. Who'd you rather have shoot, Kobe or Slava Medvedenko?
I think you can rest your case on that one. Medvedenko trying to dish it outside just to keep it alive. So the inbound, Devin George will do it right in front of the Blazers bench.
What Kobe should do before the double team gets there is attack
or shoot from 28 feet or whatever. Wow. He was a ways away that time.
He's waiting for the double team to come to him. He knows it's going to happen. Drive the ball to the double team and create something for your teammates on the move.
Five on the shot clock. Stoudemire's got an open look for a 3 and got it. Stoudemire with a good quarter. 7 this quarter, 14 for the game.
Blazers swelling with confidence right now. They finally realize that there's nothing that the Lakers can do about their offensive attack. And they're playing disciplined defense.
George in trouble. 5 on the shot clock. Anderson picks up Bryant. He'll take another long bomb. This one's off the mark. And the rebound is Wells.
2 for 1 time for the Blazers. Beautiful passing.
Davis trying to get his man up, and
dial a violation. They can either call 3 seconds traveling,
whatever you want to take there.
That's what makes coaching so difficult. Maurice Cheeks is up by 23. And he's over there, the consternation riveting.
That was like last week in Tallahassee when Notre Dame was all over Florida State, and all of a sudden Seminoles get 2 late touchdowns, and Tyrone Willingham's entire personality changed. You know, you want to win the way you won that X amount of minutes. You don't want that last 5 minutes, 8 minutes to go awry on you.
And with the nature of NBA basketball, with the game so long, the pace with the 24-second clock, there's always that chance that things could turn remarkably.
Medvedenko got the outside jumper.
But what the Lakers have to do is realize that they are no longer a power team. They have to come out and try to play the style that the Blazers have come with tonight, which is up and down, use some of the youthful athleticism that they have, try to get Kareem Rush and guys into the game.
David Stoudemire's had a marvelous quarter, and that might have been the last basket of the quarter unless Kobe hits this one. Good if it goes, but it doesn't. And now the fans on their feet for their hometown Trailblazers, their home opener through 3 quarters. A very impressive one. Rasheed Wallace with 28 points, 13 this quarter. Stoudemire had a great quarter with 9. They're doing it inside with a big guy, outside with the little guys. The Lakers don't have an answer right now. The defending world champions are facing 0-2 on the beginning of the season. They're down big at the end of 3.